Alright, this is Ken Rosever, and I'm in the Review tab of my student account so that I can go to Population Standard Deviation and do another video. So here it is. In case you forgot, let's review very quickly how do you find Population Standard Deviation. So the variance is the average of the squares of the distance that each value is from the mean. That's right up here. This is taken from page 135 in your book. So once we find the variance, we take the square root. How do we find the variance? We start by finding the mean. Then we list all the values and subtract the mean from each one. That is the differences. We square those differences, and then we find the average of those differences, because the variance is the average of the squares of the distance. Each value is from the mean. So again, we're going to find the mean. We're going to find the differences. We're going to square the differences. We're going to sum the differences and divide by n, and that'll be our variance. But they'll be asking for standard deviation, so don't do what I just did a second ago and forget the square root. If you do, though, it'll say you forgot to do something, or this is wrong, and you'll remember, I hope, at that time to square root, and you'll be okay. So here we go. I'm going to do an analysis. We have 6 participants in the 200-meter dash, had the following times. Not bad times. This was me, 26:27, back when I used to run. Yes, I was slow. That's okay, though. What do? Let's find the mean first. We do that by clicking and dragging, hitting the summation button, and then what? We divide by the population size, which is 6. So our average is 27. Now we can store that, and it's in there. So if I hit recall, you see 27. Okay. Now what I have to do is I have to take the sum of the squares of the differences and divide by 6. So here's what I'm going to do. Since I'm dividing, I need a big grouping symbol. And then I'm going to do 28 minus 27. Close that, but I need to square it, so I'm going to hit that. Plus parentheses 24 minus 27, and you know that's negative 3. So if you just want to type in negative 3 and square it, plus, what's the next one? 26 minus 27, you know that's negative 1, and if you want to square it in your head, you can just do that. It's actually easier to do this on paper, but I'm going to do it here. 29 minus 27 is next, so that's 2, so when we square it, it's 4. But I'm going to let the calculator do that. 28 minus 27. So 28 minus 27, of course that's 1, and we square that. Plus 27 minus 27, you really don't need to do this, it's going to come out 0, and when you square 0, it's still 0, but just for the sake of doing it, I'll throw it in there. Okay. Oh. And now I'm going to arrow over and close that parenthesis, because I'm taking this whole quantity, which is the sum of the squares of the differences, and I'm dividing it by the population size, which is 6. So my answer is 2.666 or 2.67. Now don't write that here. I did that last time without remembering to square root it. So let's square root it. There is our standard deviation, because that's what they're asking for here. Find the standard deviation of the population, round your answer to at least 2 decimal places. So I'm going to write in 1.63, and I look at the number after it, and because it's below 5, I leave it 6.3. I don't round up to 4. I'm done. I hit next, and it tells me, very good, you seem to have mastered this question, and I should hope so. Now there's a way to do this in your TI 8384. That is on the video for finding sample standard deviation using the the TI-84, whatever. The only difference is, instead of, let me go here, instead of looking at the value which says S, you would look at the value which is next to sigma. The TI-83 will calculate both, TI-84 will calculate both, but since this is a population, you'll want this one. If you were doing sample standard deviation, you'd want that one. Okay, you can check out that video if you have the calculator. And let me just look what that video is called, and I'll get out of here. That video is called Sample Standard Deviation with the TI Calculator. So you can check that out. And I'm going to put the new video right there in a moment. But for now, I think we're done.